Good morning everyone, this is Mukesh Utwani from learn-automation.com. Today in this video we are going to talk about a new cross-browser testing platform called Lambdatest. Okay, so let's get started, and throughout the session we are going to talk about what exactly is Lambdatest, the features of Lambdatest. We will also talk about how you can create and set up your account um, in Lambdatest. So if you are starting with Lambdatest, first of all, you can continue with your free account and then you can upgrade to the premium account. We'll talk about the a different type of accounts in this video, and we'll also talk about how you can execute your automated test on Lambdatest platform. Okay, so you can also execute your manual test, but if you have your automated test, you can also use Lambdatest platform. Okay, so before we start, what exactly is Lambdatest? Okay, so let me talk about a situation. So let me draw a diagram that, let's say I have an application, or let's talk about my blog itself. I have my blog which is learn-automation.com. This is my application, let's assume, and I need to test this application on different devices. Okay, so let's say I want to test this particular application on iPhone, Android phones, and in when we talk about iOS, I need to talk about different kind of iOS, like different versions of iOS, iOS 12, iOS 11, iOS 10. And in the same way, if I have to work on Android, then I have to test on Android 8, Android 7, 6, and in Android devices also I want to test on different devices, like I want to test on Tab, okay, Note, and I want to test on the different kind of resolution. Same goes with the browsers combination on the Windows platform, Mac or Linux, that too with a different browser combination. Right? So it is very highly impossible to set up all the infrastructure on your local machine or in your current environment, which will provide you all these permutation combinations. Here the Lambda comes into the picture. So Lambdatest is an online platform which will allow you to perform the testing on different browser combination on your mobile and your OS as well. So here you will find different combinations of different browsers with different resolutions. So depends on your requirement, you can select which browser you want, which on which operating system, which configuration you want, and you will get a separate environment ready for your testing. The good point about Lambda test is that you can also test your internal application. So definitely you can test all the public applications or the application which is accessible to all, but you can also test the application which is internally running in your um, uh, organization, right, which runs behind the proxy. You can test your internal applications as well using Lambda test. Now if you go back to Lambda test, now if you go to the pricing part as compared to other vendors, it's very impressive. So if you see, they have a very good plan which is annually plan, which is $59 per month. Okay, so if you want to check out the monthly one, you can see, but if you go with the annual plan, you will find very good prices. Plus I will also share a coupon code with you, so if you apply that coupon code, you will again get some 20% discount with you, that I will give you in the description of this video or in the comment section. So while doing the purchase, you can use that coupon code as well. Apart from that, you can see when you go with the paid plans, these are the options which is available, and the important part is the support part. And again they have some FAQ. So if you have certain queries in your mind, you should watch this FAQ section as well. Now, if you talk about, anyways, this company is well established now, and all these companies are already started using it. So you can see Amazon, Walmart, Edureka, and these are the features which we are going to use, okay, in upcoming videos. So you can do the live application testing. So you can just provide which application you want to test, okay, and which browser, which OS you want, which resolution, and it will give you that particular instance which you can use. Okay, so you can create your proxy tunnel as well if you are running internal application, but if it is a public application you can directly start. Once you start your testing, it will give you a separate instance, you can use it, and once you're done with that testing, it will close that instance. Okay, this part we are going to see in this video, that we can also trigger automated test and we can execute on the lambda test. So this is very interesting feature. Like if I show you the dashboard analytics, you will be impressed. Okay, so we'll talk about this now. As we know, internally all these cross-browser platforms which we have currently in the market, they use Selenium Grid. So we can do all kind of parallel testing as well. So it will definitely going to reduce our execution time, because we are going to distribute our test. Same thing we are going to do in lambda test as well. Now again, very interesting feature, that you can do a smart UI testing. Okay, you can also compare screenshots, that also we are going to discuss. Okay, so for more information you just check their official homepage, you will get to know. Anyways, we are going to do the same thing. Okay, so this is automation section, and they also have written very interesting blog articles as well. Okay, so if you have time, just go through the articles which they have mentioned. You'll find so many useful articles here. Okay, so let me show you the count part. Yeah, so I already created an account, so you can see that I have a dashboard here. So if I open the dashboard, okay, so it will show you all the tests which you have executed, whether it's a manual test or the automated test. So if you see in the left hand side, we have a panel. Here you can find all the real-time testing. So real-time testing is just like you can give your application, okay, which application you want to test, which infrastructure you want, like Chrome browser, which OS and which resolution, and once you click on start, it will give you that instance. So now in order to use all these Opera, okay, you need to upgrade Opera IE and Edge browser, Safari. You just need their upgraded plan and you will get the instance ready. You can also get the mobile instances. You can see right now they have Apple and iOS, and this is just a history part. In case if you have tunnel, like in case if you have internal application, you need to set up a tunnel. Next is the visual UI testing. Here you can see we have smart testing, responsive, and the screenshot part. That is also very interesting. Right now the focus is our automated test. Okay, so when you go with automation, you will get I will say kind of dashboard where it will show you how many tests you have executed, okay, and all summary about this. And if you want to know about each and every test which you executed, when you click on this, it will show you what was your test, okay, which browser you have used, which OS you have used, which resolution you have used, and it will also give you the complete recording of your test that we will see. And this is the analytics part, guys. So how many tests you executed within this time period, and it will give you all the information. Now this is your logs issue tracker integration. So very interesting part, like you can easily integrate this with many of the tools. So you can integrate with Slack, you can integrate with Jira, you can also integrate with GitLab, and this integration is also very easy. Just few lines of configuration and as one line of code, and you can easily integrate with other tools. Okay, so let's get started with the automation. So these are the features which you already just discussed, like real-time testing, visual UI testing, and Selenium automated test you can trigger, and integration with the different tools. So in order to start, first you have to sign up. Once you sign up and once you verify your account, you will get a dashboard like this. Then you just need to click on automation part, and automatically it will redirect you to a new URL, which is Selenium automation. Here you can see they have different kind of framework supported. So if you're going with Python, then you have PyTest, Robot Behave. If you're going with Java, JUnit Test NG. And similarly for other languages, they have the different framework supported. Right now we are going to focus on Java side, and we are going to use TestNG here. Okay, so you can see here we have this option Selenium Grid Online. Just click here and start testing. Or if you don't want to navigate, just click on the dashboard and you will be redirected here. So here you just need to click on automation and you will get this options timeline, automation logs and analytics. You will also find a small access key option here, which is the actual setting which you need to do. So when you click here, it will show you the hub URL, which includes your username and access key. So now if you worked on Selenium Grid, then it's good. If you haven't worked on Selenium Grid, then I have already 1 or 2 videos on Selenium Grid. I would highly recommend you to go to the watch to that videos so that you can understand completely how the Selenium Grid works, what is hub, what is node, okay, and how to set up this node configuration and hub configuration and so on. So when you click on this option, by default it will create a hub URL so that you can use. Okay, so let me just copy paste that URL here. So now if you notice, this is the URL, this is our username. So this is a username which I gave at the time of account creation. This is the secret key which they have provided me for this particular session. And if I click on regenerate, it is going to create a new access key for me, which I can use for further sessions. As of now, this username access key is already generated, which is enough. And main part is this. This is the hub URL, which is hub.lambdatest.com/wd, which is webdriver/hub. So this is what we actually need. Okay, so now let's go back to the automation. Okay, and if you want more information, just a second, just go to automation. Not this page, just a second, guys. So now if you go to they have given very desired capability generator, which was actually a very good feature. You'll find something here, just let me explore it. Robust testing. So if you click on this testing part, okay, so they have already given a very like well documented post where you will find how you can run your test on Lambdatest. So they have given the sample scripts as well, like how do you have to start, what are the things you need to keep in mind. They have given the sample application and everything. So in order to start, first you need a project setup, okay, and then you can run their program. So what we'll do, we'll run their test first, which they have mentioned, and then we'll change it, because the code which is here, it is actually little confusing. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll document it or we'll write it in a proper manner, and then we'll see how it works. So just a second here. You will also find their capability generator. It means like if you are working with different programming languages, so let's say you're working with Python, and so these are the default capabilities we have. So let's say you want to change certain combination, let's say you want to run on Windows 8.1, you can see it is getting updated directly here, Windows 8.1. If you want to work with Firefox, you can see it immediately changed, and you can change the different version with the different resolution. Okay, so now if you see here, for Java this is the code. They're creating object of desired capability class, and whatever options you're selecting here, it is just updating here. Let's say I want to run a default resolution, and I want to work with Windows 8, and I want to work with let's say I browser, and they have only i10 here. Let's say if I go with Windows 10 I browser, you can see Edge browser also they have, and IE 11.0. All these things are getting changed automatically. So this is what we can use directly in our program. So this is our Eclipse, and let's close this. So if you have already created project, it's fine. Otherwise you have to create a new project, new Maven project, and you can provide giving the dependency. In order to get started, only two dependencies are enough. One is your Selenium dependency and another one is your TestNG dependency. Once you provide these two dependencies, your Maven project is ready and you can directly start working with any Selenium script. So I will create a separate class and I will give the class name as Lambdatest demo, and I will click on finish. Now it is up to us. Do you want to write the code everything from scratch, or you just want to run their tests just to check how this lambda test works? So in order to test save our time, what we'll do, we'll try to run their code. So we are going to copy this code and we are just going to paste here. Only thing is we need to change our class name because their class name is testng to do. We have changed it to lambda test demo. Right, now you can see we need to just provide our username and access key that we already have here. So let me update it, username and access key. That's all we need to do. So now if we see, once we provide username and access key, this is the grid URL. Okay, I will tell you how this is going to work. Whatever browser combination we have written, that also will update here. Just a second. So this is the one which we copied, right? So if you see here, let me just remove it. Yeah. So there's a default code which we copied. So if you see here, what they are doing, they are setting some standard capabilities like which browser you want, which version, which platform you want, your build name. Okay. Apart from these are some optional, I will say configuration or the capabilities you can set. Do you want the network log? Do you want the visual logs, videos, console, everything? If you set to true, all these logs will be enabled in your dashboard for that particular build which you executed. And if you don't set, that is also fine. By default, few desired capabilities set to true and rest are false. So what we'll do, this is what we have created, and I will set these capabilities also on here, and this I will remove. So what we are going to run this. So as soon as you run your program, before class is going to execute, it will set all this desired capability. Then it is going to create your session on Lambdatest. So username and access key which we have created or which we copied from Lambdatest, it is going to append before the URL. So this is your username colon access key and the grid URL. Guys, this is part of Selenium Grid. Again, I say, if you are not familiar what is Selenium Grid, you can watch my previous video. I will give the link in the description, and then you will understand how we are providing this credential directly in the URL. So this particular constructor, which is URL, it throws malformed URL exception. So we are accepting here in a catch block. So once it is creating a connection, it will give you the driver instance. Then simply we are starting one application and we are just selecting two items. We are just uh, clicking on add button and we are doing one verification. Now you can see here we also are quitting the browser, because if you don't close the browser, it will keep on running the session in the Lambda test. So it is must, or I will say highly important, that you should close your instance. Otherwise it will take all your if you're working with a free plan, right? And if you are not closing instance, then it will keep on running in the background and your trial period, like the remaining time which you have for the execution, it will take it. So this is just a small JavaScript just to check the status. If you want, you can just remove it if it is getting confused. So that's all we need to do. Now let's run this test and let me just check the dashboard. So this is our dashboard, and I will change this because by default it says you need to provide your build name. I will say our first lambda test build, and I will say this is just a sample application or sample to do application. Okay, now let's run this and let's see how it behaves. So let's go back and just refresh your dashboard, and you can see it is just running our build, which is our first lambda test build, and this is the status because it is executing, so it will take a couple of seconds to run this. The last build it took around 23 seconds and it completed in 20 seconds. Let's click here and you can see the combination. We used I with Windows 10 with this resolution, right? Now if you see, this is the recording, and why this recording is coming, because we have set this desired capability to true. So it started your I session, it will do all the to-do list application, create a new task, add it, and just to verify and close the session. So now if you see here, right now we don't have any exception because our test is passing. These are the commands which we executed. Okay, for each and every command, as we know, Selenium works, or Selenium calls under JSON wireless protocol. So each and every command which you trigger, it send a request to the server, right? And we get a response. So this is what it is showing. For each and every request, there is an API call, and this is the response. Okay, so these are the network logs, like how many requests sent to the server and what was the response and everything, size, type, status. And this is your again logs, which is Selenium logs, and this is the metadata about your test. You can download all the configurations, screenshots, videos, and everything. Right, looks so interesting. So this is how you can run your test, and this is your analytics, like who has executed your test. So you can select if you have multiple users, which user have executed how many tests, what was the status, and everything. Now when it comes to integration, you can, let's say you have a Jira where you have all the test or your test plan, okay, and you want to update the test cases once your test is passed. If your test is failing, you want to update the status and you want to create a bug as well directly in the Jira. That is also possible. That we will see in upcoming videos. Okay, now this is our test, right? Now if you want to make it little easy, you can create a library. But if you see right now, just a setup part where your browser will get ready, then you have a test where your test steps are mentioned, and finally the after class. And if you are completely new to test automation, then, and if you're not able to understand this before class, after class and test, you can write all the thing in one method and run it. But this is the ideal way, and this is what the variables which we are going to use throughout our class. So that is the reason we have given as a public, and like this is a global variable so that we can access and setup, tear down, and our test as well, right? So this is a basic intro about Lambda test. In future we are going to talk about Lambda test. It's very easy to implement, and plus the desired capability generator option is also good, plus the guidance. Okay, if you see here, all this CI/CD related articles, all this capability generators are very important. If you wanted to try Lambda test, then this is the official site. I will give this link in the description. Do visit this lambdatest.com and start automating your application on the different platforms. And if you have any queries related to their products, you can see they have the help and support section. You can always call and shoot out an email, and if you are looking for more information, then you can also schedule a demo, and you will get a response from them within 24 hours. So that's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you like the Lambda test part. If you like this video, just let me know in the comment section, and what next video want on the Lambda test, that also let me know in the comment section. That's all, guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye.